You see the softness of falling into thought, the soft and smoothness, the gentleness of an orgasm. Your mind has to be in that state naturally to see in the fourth dimension. It is very delicate. Your divine energies is very, very potent, but in equal measures it is just as delicate and soft. If you look at the screen, if you look at everything around you, look how softly your awareness falls on it. You can't even shift around a cup or a bed or nothing with your awareness. It doesn't matter how hard you look. You can't look hard. It's effortless. Now, seeing in the fourth dimension is even less effort than effortlessness. It's absolute tranquility. It requires that. Now, if you are someone who flinch when there's a bad smell, when you look at blood and it has an effect on you. If something is ugly, if you can notice that something is ugly, you will not be able to see in the fourth dimension. If your mind has the ability to form a judgment of anything, of this person being good, that person being bad, that is a person, that is an animal, your mind has to come to a point where it just witnesses without interpretation. Now, many people want to see in the fourth dimension. They want to open their third eye. But the hostilities inside, even when someone criticizes them, is too much. It is turbulent. Someone gives you a compliment and your ego is just a little inflated. You will not see in the fourth dimension. It is too delicate. There has to be absolute equilibrium. If someone has the ability to make you think of them or miss them or feel some kind of way when they don't talk to you, you will not see there. Absolute tranquility. Your emotional state is but the weather and the atmosphere of the intellect, the to's and fro's, the I want this and I don't want that, I like this, I don't like that, and you have to transcend it. Now, one thing I want to mention before I even proceed is you are going to see things there that if ordinary things upset you of the physical reality, it will completely throw you in psychosis in the fourth. That's why nature has been kind to you, by not making you able to perceive in the fourth dimension. If you already complain, the weather just changes and you have an opinion on it, you will not see in the fourth dimension. Equilibrium. If you are someone who is upset when somebody passes away, you will not see there, because you're going to see people who have passed away there. You will see a baby before it is born there. The magnificence of, I don't even want to speak of the fifth, because there's not even, it is ineffable. Now, we as people, we are oblivious to the fact that we are being harvested. Your energy, every drop of devotion misplaced, something in the unseen is feeding on it. Your anger, your fear, your irritation, your impulsiveness, your impatience, it creates little tyrants. And these tyrants becomes sentient. When you have the same emotion many times, that emotion creates an entity. And this entity is pushing you into circumstances for it to remain in existence. That is your own creation. Every time people get upset or they fear or they are in despair, they are creating entities in the fourth dimension. And you will literally see when people are angry, when they are upset, simply by the movement of these entities. And that is the truth of the matter. Behind those entities that everyone has created because of their negative emotions are still the archons and the demiurge, amongst many of very dark forces. And these forces has created a false layover, a falsity over reality that keeps you in despair. It keeps you in survival mode. It keeps you in a way that they can continue to feed upon you. And this is reality. And this is reality. It doesn't matter how hard you believe. It is just the way it is. And it won't go away by debate or by this is right and this is wrong and this is evil and this is good. There's no good and evil. There is awareness and there is unawareness. You are either conscious or you are not in the fourth dimension. The truth from the fourth dimension, from that perspective, is you are smack in the middle of a bloodbath. Physical reality can be peaceful, but there are entities feeding on you being in struggle, you being in strife, you not being abundant, which is your natural state. And you have to be able to see that, to know it. And if you can't take it already when people are saying this and that, then you are going to be traumatized in the fourth. And this is why learning to be naturally present is so important, because once you become conscious in the astral plane, which is the fourth dimension, anything you think will happen instantaneously. So to think a negative thing when you are conscious on that plane, it can create a lot of negative things for you in your life. Now your mind and your nervous system, it has triggers. You naturally respond a certain type of way in certain circumstances. And this is why breathing exercises, you have to research or Google breath work, because breath work assists you to be less triggered. It pacifies your nervous system completely. Breath work, by regulating your breathing, learning to breathe consciously, taking 5 to 10 minutes a day to just breathe consciously. We don't have time for that, but that is the intellect. Even if you don't agree with me, it is your intellect, your intuitive nature manifested this kind of content. Your highest version, that mind your highest version uses is the intuition. It's not the intellect. And this has manifested this kind of content on your feet. Your very breath, your pulse in your hand has an effect on the algorithm. That's how strong and how sensitive the fourth dimension is. You don't even notice it. Look at how softly your attention falls on everything. You have to become very tranquil. So you have to be honest with yourself in ordinary life. Brutal honesty. If things trigger you, you have to notice it. You will not see in the fourth dimension if you get agitated. If you sit in a queue and you become impatient, it's hostility. That's like a storm. It's a tornado. To just be upset inward, to miss someone. And that is why forgiveness is so important, because forgiveness teaches your nervous system to pacify the triggers, to not take things so personally in the world. When people do this and that, to not have an opinion. You're not either for this nor against something. You have to come to a complete state of tranquility, of neutrality, of indifference, a harmlessness that cannot have an effect on anything outside of you or any person. To give people their free will to be the way they are without your interference. This is your sovereignty. It increases your vitality. You become perceptive in the unseen. And this you have to bear in mind when you want to open the third eye before we proceed.